KSR's Jack Pilgrim here, fresh off a trip to the Bahamas for Kentucky's 4-game exhibition tour in Paradise. It started with a 52-point win over the Dominican Republic National Select Team, followed by back-to-back 62-point wins over Monterey Tech and Carleton University. Then to close out the event, a 24-point win over the Bahamas National Select Team, the closest matchup of the week, but still a blowout nonetheless. We entered the trip with some questions about the team and some answers were found. Let's run through the 4 biggest questions I had going into the event. Number 1, will Antonio Reeves be enough on the wing? Look, when you're replacing the likes of Ty Washington, Kellen Grady, Davion Mintz, and then if you want to factor in Shaden Sharp and his departure, he was seen as the go-to guy, as the go-to scorer on the wing for the Kentucky Wildcats. It was a lot to replace. Kentucky goes out and secures a commitment from Illinois State transfer Antonio Reeves, who, to his credit, was a 20-point-per-game scorer last season in college, but he did so in the Missouri Valley at Illinois State. How would that translate to the SEC? Could he be relied on as a go-to scorer on the wing for the Wildcats? And go figure, the 6'6" guard out of Chicago was able to put all of those worries to rest. He finishes as the team's leading scorer at 17 points per game on a very efficient 52.4% from the field, 51.9% from 3, and 100% from the line. Look, Antonio Reeves was absolutely terrific from start to finish. He was getting to his spots, knocking down shots at all 3 levels, doing something that he really wasn't all that great at throughout his collegiate career as a catch-and-shoot specialist. He's knocking down threes at a very, very efficient and elite rate, and that's definitely something that plays into Kentucky's favor this season, especially when you factor in the playmakers that Kentucky does have, and led by Xavier Wheeler. Obviously, you need a guy who's able to knock down shots. You know what C.J. Frederick brings to the table, but Antonio Reeves was the big question mark. Could he be that go-to scorer? And he certainly proved to be that guy. Question number 2, are Jacob Toppin and Damian Collins ready to make that jump? 2 guys that have been seen as all potential, no production guys. We've seen little stints, little very brief segments of brilliance out of both of them, usually in crazy highlight plays, dunks, some defensive stops, some big blocks, however you want to call it. They have been, highlight reel ready players, but how would they look as go-to pieces? Could they be relied on to make a significant jump? Jacob Toppin is a guy who played behind Keon Brooks, now has a brand new freedom, playing with the most confidence he's had in his career. We've been waiting to see if Damian Collins could add that muscle, add that strength. He most certainly did that. Toppin finishes averaging 16.8 points on 56.5% shooting, 53.3% from 3 to go with 5.5 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 2.0 blocks, and 1.75 steals per game. And then you go, Damian Collins averaged 10.0 points, 5.3 rebounds, 2.0 blocks, 1.5 assists, and 1.0 steals per contest, shooting 60% from the field and 85% from the line. Plenty to be optimistic about with Damian Collins, especially his ridiculous posters. Oh my goodness. He goes baseline on one end and throws down a ridiculous poster on somebody's head, and then goes down on the other end and does the exact same thing. And that was 2 of several major posters for him throughout the week. It was a dunk contest between Jacob Toppin and Damian Collins. They both played with utmost confidence and clearly looked the part as 2 players ready to make significant jumps. Question number 3, just how college ready are the freshmen? We're relying on top 10 recruits out of high school, Chris Livingston and Cason Wallace. They are going to be plug-and-play guys. Can they live up to the billing of their ranking? Will they be college ready? Physically, they are absolutely looking the part right now. Chris Livingston, 6'6", 220 pounds. Cason Wallace, 6'4", 193 pounds. And then you got to go with Adu Thiero, a guy who he says will be able to grow to as high as 6'9", 6'10". He's right now 6'6", 200 pounds. He is somebody that is still going through some growing pains, somebody who's just trying to figure out who the heck he is as a basketball player, what role he's going to be, what position he's going to be. I think that is something that has the Kentucky coaching staff absolutely giddy. If he's able to go out there and produce the way he was already able to, going through some growing pains, he is not playing at 100%. He still goes out there and averages 6.3 points, 58% shooting, and 50% from three to go with 3 rebounds, 1.75 assists, 1.75 steals, and 1.25 blocks in just 14.3 minutes per game. Adu Thero was tremendous. Then you go, obviously, Cason Wallace and Chris Livingston. They both did tremendous things, showed off their versatility, what they're going to be able to do as plug-and-play guys from day one. All answers made about those, all questions about those two freshmen in particular were answered. Then to round things out, can Oscar Tshiebwe take the weight off of his shoulders? Look, when you are the National Player of the Year and you return for a senior season, obviously, there's expectations out of this world for you to be yet another superstar, to be that guy who's going to anchor the team, anchor that front court, be the go-to piece for this team and lead Kentucky to brand new heights. He was on the team when Kentucky loses to St. Peter's in the first round. Can he be the reason that they not only get past the opening weekend, not get past the couple first weekends, but makes a significant run in the NCAA tournament? Can Oscar Tshiebwe be that guy? When you add as many pieces as Kentucky did, so many role players, so many guys, the recruits, the incoming transfers, the development from guys like Damian Collins and Jacob Toppin, you don't need Oscar Tshiebwe to be the only player to kind of carry the scoring load, to be the superstar on the team. How would he adjust in that off-star role? He still goes out there and he gets his numbers, averages 11 points, 11 rebounds a game. He's efficient. Wasn't able to knock down jump shots the way that I think he hoped to. He was knocking down some mid-range shots, his patented 15, 16-foot jumpers, but he went 0 from 3, which is, I think, something that if he could have this trip back, he would definitely go back and figure out a way to at least knock down at least one three-pointer. But Oscar Tshiebwe was able to not only put up his own numbers, averaging a double-double throughout the weekend, but still letting the other pieces kind of get their time in the spotlight to get their shine. You had other pieces: Antonio Reeves, Cason Wallace, Jacob Toppin, Chris Livingston, Xavier Wheeler was terrific. Other pieces were able to take a step up, and Oscar Tshiebwe was able to kind of take a step back and not necessarily be a Robin, but let other players kind of get their groove. And we know exactly what Oscar Tshiebwe is. You know that he's able to take over a game when necessary. But the big question was, would he be able to accept that secondary role and allow others to take that significant jump up? And I think that he more than proved that during his 4-game stretch in the Bahamas. It was a phenomenal stretch for the Wildcats, an average of 50 points per win. Hard to ask for anything better than that. You got individual success, team success, nothing but optimism going into the bulk of the offseason.